Hello, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. And today we are going to be making a quick video about the other Seattle sports team that is currently playing through their season. Not the Seahawks today. Today we have the Seattle Mariners, these guys right here. Um, I said that if the Mariners were in the playoff chase, I would make a few more videos about them before the season ended because my initial plan was I was going to check in every 20 games. So I was going to make a check in after the first 20, second 20, and then the final 20. So that was going to take us through all the way to the end of the season. But I also said that if the team was in the playoff race, I was going to have to throw in at least one more video between there. So technically we're in the playoff race, but realistically we're probably not. So not a great stretch of 10 games. Since we last checked in 10 games ago, the Mariners are 4-6, including 4 losses to the San Francisco Giants. Frustrating stretch of baseball, to be sure, that has mostly been characterized by slumps. Kyle Lewis has been slumping the last few games outside of the doubleheader against the Oakland Athletics, where he had the clutch 3-run home run, a double, a single, and he's still been getting on base at a decent clip because he's drawing walks, but on the whole, it's been a stretch to forget from Kyle Lewis. Evan White has like 1 or 2 hits in the last week. He's been struggling at the plate again after getting it together in the middle portion of the season. Kyle Seager has been on a brutal slump, barely able to get on base lately. Only thing that's keeping him above water is getting hit by pitches every now and then, honestly. J.P. Crawford got hurt. He hasn't played very much. So for the featured guys, the only guy who really seems to be able to perform at even a decently high level lately has been Dylan Moore. Even he hasn't quite been what he was to start the season lately, I don't think. So it's been frustrating from those guys. They've all kind of had their games fall off at the same time. It's not surprising given they're all young players except for Dylan Moore, but it's been a rough stretch and we've seen it in the offense. The offense just hasn't been very productive over the last 10 games. The only reason why the offense isn't bottom of the league lately is we have seen great stuff from some of the second tier players. Marmolejos has played great over the last week or so. He's got 2 home runs. He's been getting on base. And it's clear that at the very minimum, Marmolejos can reasonably be expected to be a utility player and designated hitter for the Mariners next year and for years after that. He might even be a little better than that for all we know. He might be a guy we end up swapping for more pieces. Luis Torrens has been awesome the last couple games as a catcher, replacing Austin Nola. So that's very promising, and I don't know what Luis's role will be in this organization because next year we get Murphy back, but Torrens has been awesome. One of the few things keeping this offense afloat a little bit in these games. Ty France has played really well as well. He's gotten it done. Already that trade is showing dividends. I like what I see from both those guys. And those are really the things that are allowing this offense to keep afloat for the most part because the studs, the front level guys have all just fallen off a cliff. Kyle Lewis is down near 290 in his batting average. Kyle Seager might be around 250 now. It's been a rough couple games, and it's no surprise that we have a losing record over the last 10. So the pitching also has been a bit of a weakness. We've seen us, in the last 10 games, we've given up 10 runs to the Giants, 6 runs to the Giants, 9 runs to the Giants. Yesterday, the bullpen blew a lead. Graveman, in particular, really kind of let that game get blown off its hinges. 9 runs to Oakland in a 7-inning game. It's just been really rough for those guys. And the most frustrating thing to me is that we've given so much action and even a few starts to players who I don't think matter. The guys on this team who I want to see starting games are Kikuchi, Dunn, Sheffield, Marjavicius, and Marco. Guys like, just as an example, Sadler, Newsome, Yacobonis. I don't want to see those guys making starts, and we've seen all 3 of those guys make starts in the past 10 games. That, to me, is a frustrating development, not just because I don't think those guys are very good, but because, well, I don't feel like we're learning anything when we start against those guys, when we start those guys, because I don't think they're going to necessarily be part of the future. At the very least, when guys like Sheffield and Dunn and Marco have rough games, which they are going to have some from time to time. Marco had a bit of a rough start against Oakland and still got the win the other night. At least we're learning something, and at least those players are learning something, but we're not getting that when guys like Newsome and Yacobonis start, because I don't believe those guys are necessarily going to be on the team next year, much less starting. So that's been obnoxious. So the last 10 games have not been very good, and 10 games to go now, starting tonight. Last 10 games of the season. First pitch tonight at 6:40 against the Padres, and ESPN gives us a less than 2% chance of making the playoffs right now. So technically we're in. Technically we are in the race. I wanted to go ahead and make a video just for that, but it doesn't look good. And if you look at it, you can see why. We have 3 against San Diego, and it looks like we're going to be losing the right to play some of these games at home because of the air quality, which is not a big deal with the way this season is, but it matters something. So 3 against the Padres, who are not a bad team at all. 3 against Houston, and the way things are going, we're probably going to have to sweep Houston. And Houston's not playing very well right now, so it's not like that's an impossible task, but sweeping them is going to be a lot to ask. And then we have 4 games, I believe, to end the season against Oakland, the best team in the division. We may have to sweep that series as well. So looking at our opposition, we don't have a single bad team that we play the whole rest of the year, and that is going to make things tough. It's not looking good, especially when Houston gets to play games against the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks, 2 teams well below 500. We did a pretty good job beating up on the Diamondbacks ourselves in the 3-game series earlier this week, or last week. So yeah, it's not looking good. I'm not going to act like we have much to lean on at this point. About the best I can say is that some of these guys are due to snap out of their slump. So hopefully we can at least see good production from those guys. I especially want to see Kyle Lewis try to get his average back up above 300. I'm pretty sure he's going to win Rookie of the Year, but let's try to get that average back up over 300. Seems like a reasonable goal to me. So, yeah, if we do not take at least 2 of these games against San Diego, we are probably done for good. We are 3 games back with 10 to play. We do have 3 games against Houston, so that alone could get us back into the fight. But even if we sweep that series, you're still looking at needing to beat Oakland in probably 3, if not 4 of those games. It's a lot to ask. Hopefully, we at the very least can get our guys out there on the mound. Like I said, Kikuchi, Sheffield, Dunn, Gonzalez, and Marjavicius. Those are the guys I want to see starting. I feel like the LJ Newsome starts are a waste. I feel like the Yacobonis starts are a waste. I don't want to see those guys taking the mound for first pitch. All right, it's not looking great, but it's not over yet. We just got to get hot, get on a roll. Gotta win these 2 of these next 3 at least. Maybe we need to sweep. I don't know. Honestly, these San Diego games could very well be the easiest games we have left, and that's just saying something about our schedule. All right, I'm out of here. Let's go Mariners. 10 games to go, 3 games out, 3 against the team that we're trying to beat. So crazier things have happened, but with the way the team is playing and with the way the schedule looks, I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be tough. All right, peace out.